Hello friends, and welcome back to the Steps of Baking series. This is a 13-part video series in which we take a closer look at each individual step of the bread baking process. From weighing out your ingredients to cooling your bread down after baking, each of these steps is just as important as the next, and each of them affect the end result. In last week's episode, we talked about final fermentation. After fermentation comes scoring. This is a final step taken before the bread goes in the oven. Many different breads are scored in many different ways, and besides just looking good, scoring has a more important purpose. By scoring, we are intentionally creating a weak spot in the dough out of which the bread can expand out of. If we don't score the bread, then it will expand out of its weakest point, will normally burst out at the seam, and that will inhibit the rise and will also look bad. Long batards like this benefit from a long, deep slash. One long swoop and the bread should rise nicely. In this example, we're making a focaccia, and the scoring pattern should resemble a leaf once the bread is baked. Although if we don't score this bread, it will essentially be a focaccia, which does not require any scoring. I will still count this as a scoring step because we are giving the bread a certain shape, a certain look. It's important to remember, if your dough is overproofed, then it will not benefit from scoring. If you score an overproofed loaf, it will most likely collapse. So if you know if your dough is overproofed, just leave it as it is. If we are making crackers or flatbread like this one, then scoring actually helps the bread not to puff up. So if you want your flatbread to stay flat, then do score it. Now, when it comes to rye bread, scoring is always not necessary. There's not much tension in this kind of dough, and the structure of it is loose, and it has already loads of holes and cracks on the surface, so scoring is mostly for looks. In this example, I'm making a soda bread. Because it's a quick bake and it's quite dense, the scoring pattern will help the bread bake inside. Now when it comes to burger buns, scoring is not required. Because they are risen fully, they will not burst. That is, if they have been fermented properly. Breads like bagels don't require scoring because of their particular shape. They will expand in every direction, and they have the space to do so. And that's scoring for you. The main points to take away from this are the reason why we score. Is to give the dough a space to expand out of. And of course to make it look nice. You'll find recipes for all the breads I showed in this video on my YouTube channel, so check them out. And if you have any questions or suggestions, drop them down in the comments. And if you are new to this channel, consider subscribing. I drop 2 videos a week, one about bread baking principles, and the other one is always a recipe. And if you want to learn more about the other steps of baking, click the playlist at the end of this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.